Hey guys,
Ryan here.
and Matthew here, and welcome back to our second LGBTQ plus talk series.
Yay!
Woo!
So we are forever grateful for the response and the laugh.
Yeah, so many people watched our previous one and commented, and we really hope it helped some of you. You said it did in the comments, and that literally is everything to us.
So we are now moving forward to one big topic, which everyone is like the main topic.
The main thing we get messaged
so
about.
it is about coming out. So we have split this kind of topic into two videos, part 1 and part 2. So part 1 is now, and obviously part 2 is coming soon. So part 1 is about coming out to your parents,
which is such a big topic. I'd say that's what we get messaged about the most, isn't it?
It is the biggest, yeah, we do, but it's also because it's probably the biggest deal ever. When you're a gay person or anyone in the LGBT community, it's the most nerve-wracking thing. It can be the most nerve-wracking thing
really
ever.
Scary.
And you never forget your response. You never forget when you first come out and say, I am gay, or whatever, to your mum or dad, especially when you don't know their response.
And just a quick disclaimer, this is just our advice to you, but this is like what we think and feel. Doesn't mean it's right, but we hope it does help you. And so yeah.
So we just want to start by saying, don't ever feel pressured to coming out. You are not obliged to have to come out. You do not have to identify or like objectify to anyone that you need to identify as. You know how I feel about labels. You don't need to objectify as that I'm gay, because when you say that, that's such a big, bold thing to say. I am gay, I am a lesbian, I am bi. And if you're not 100% sure, don't feel the pressure just to use these labels because you feel like you need to come out. We don't own society anything about having to come out.
And I know that there's, when you're in your family or you're surrounded by family, grandparents especially, that kind of thing, or aunties, uncles that are like, have you got a girlfriend, have you got a boyfriend? And they try and put you in that situation where they might not even know if you are gay or anything like that, and they're coming from a good place, but it feels like they're cornering you, and you've got that feeling where you like want to break out and be like, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm anything, I'm lesbian, I'm anything, I'm trans, anything like that. Like, you don't, just remember, like, it's your life. You don't have to let that kind of setting or that kind of like event where people are throwing these things at you, do not let that define when you come out, because it's your time and it's a special time for you.
And it is hard, it is frustrating when your grandparents, especially when they're like an older generation, that they like mean like Matthew said, they come from a good place, that they don't know, they might not see the signs maybe, or they maybe just are so like oblivious, and maybe because they love you to love you, and they're just being nosy. But like it's hard, because sometimes you do feel like oh, you just want to scream it, but just make sure when you do scream it, it's when you are ready. And that moves on to time. Timing is so important.
Everything, like, because like Ryan said at the beginning, you will remember coming out to people for the rest of your life. Every experience you will always remember, especially the first ones. And I think timing is so important. And there's two kind of things in my mind when I think of time. Obviously, it's when you're ready and when you feel that you feel comfortable, safe, that you want to share this part of you, who you are with people openly.
With your parents, yeah.
Definitely, with your parents. And I think but you also have to remember timing for your parents too, and be considerate on maybe what's going on in their life. Like, sometimes you have to be considerate, and maybe when your mum is having a massive argument with your dad, if that's the kind of thing that sometimes happens, maybe that's not a good time to bring it up. Or maybe your mum's feeling she's got a lot on her plate or anything like that. Maybe it just really does depend. It's really hard to put that into words.
I think that's something that I personally wish I did, because coming out gay, you can use it as like ammo, and it really shouldn't be like ammo. You should use it should come from a good place when you're 100%, when you're 100% ready, and not use it to hurt someone or to cause effect. You want to come out as gay, and it makes sure that like it's the best time, and that like it's so that like it's gonna work for everyone, and that is quite like a selfless thing to do, to think that obviously you are gonna be changing your life by coming out whatever you identify as, but you also are gonna be changing your parents' life, especially if they don't know.
And you have to just, like, I know it's hard, and you feel like, because it's all about you, like, this is so about you, but you have to be just considerate of timing for other people and your parents, and just think about what's going on for them as well, kind of.
And then following on from timing, it's really, really important to be safe. Safe is very, very important. That goes hand in hand with timing, and the fact that like you might find that the time's not right because you're not in a safe environment. Maybe you're in a very difficult situation with your mum or your dad, and maybe your mum, for example, is homophobic, and that's a difficult time to come out because maybe you haven't got the support that you need. So make sure that like when you are coming out, that you are 100% safe, that you have someone to talk to, even if a family member, or maybe your mum and dad aren't together anymore and you go to your parent. A lot of people tend to come out to their parents, they're separated at different times. They might come out to a parent that they feel like they can come out to naturally easier. So for me, it was well, it was my nan, and I think for you it was your mum, wasn't it? So you always have that, it's not bad, you always have that one person that you can just come out.
Whoever you feel most comfortable with, you feel like you can tell at that time.
But just make sure you're in a safe environment, because you don't know, and I think you know if you're in a safe environment, you know that if like you've grown up and maybe your mum or dad is a little bit homophobic because they make certain comments when they see something that they don't really agree with, then you know that maybe it's painful, but you have to be safe because you are the most important thing in this situation.
This whole situation. And one thing that I think we didn't touch on previously on our other video is we'll also leave some links down below of different organisations you can reach out to. So if you're sat there thinking, I don't have a support group, there's no one I can talk to, we will leave some information at the bottom of this video where you can contact different organisations across the world. Anonymous as well, so, and they are so helpful, and if you feel shy about contacting them, they get it every day like it's their job, so don't feel shy at all.
I think that's the best thing as well, like you are in this generation when you have the internet, and that there's so much support and love out there, so it's nice that you know that you are never alone. You are not the only one in this situation, and I kid you not, most of the time coming out to your parents is a really scary thing, because and you've got to think about it, you love your parents so much, so it is going to be a scary thing because you don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to hurt them,
and you don't want them to feel like they have rejected you.
Yeah, and that's all those emotions are very, very scary things to go deal with.
So when you do come out to your mum and dad, no matter or how you tell them, one thing that I think is really important is to have some answers ready, because you may have a mum and dad that they're just like, amazing, this is so cool, like, end of, like, nothing changes. But you might have a situation where they ask questions, so it's really good to consider what they might ask you, or how long have you felt like this, or...
I just want to understand because I want to help and support you, but I think if you're not in the LGBTQ plus community, it's very hard unless you ask questions to get your knowledge. So if your parents are asking questions, they're not maybe discrediting you, or they don't believe you, they're trying to like support you.
Yeah, they might not understand, they might not have never met, they might not have any LGBTQ plus friends or anything like that, like, because that's a big thing. If they don't know, they just don't know, they don't know what it's like or the struggles that people can have. So yeah, they will just need to get educated.
I'm like, I'm like, wait, speak. So my mouth was like, I'm like, and another thing is, if let's say you are coming out, but you are so confused and you're still figuring it out to yourself, and you're coming out to your parents and maybe like, Dad, Mum, I think I might be attracted to girls or the same sex, or I think I might be trans, and you are going for support. You're not necessarily coming out, I am, you're like going for support. It's okay to say to them when they have these questions, I don't know, I don't know.
You don't have the answers, so when you come out and they're asking you question, don't feel like you need to know everything. Like, it's okay to say you don't know. You don't need
solid answers.
Exactly, and although it might feel like they're expecting it, they just want to know,
and
like,
you know what,
as
you
much
can
as they
figure
can.
it out together. If you're not sure and they're not sure, then you can team up, and you know that they'll support you, and you can get where you need to be together. On the flip side, I do want to talk about the dark aspect of coming out, and maybe you've got your parents, maybe they're acquisitive, they want to support you, they want to love you, they want to understand, and they're going to be there for you. On the flip side, unfortunately, there are still a lot of like homophobic parents, and there is a lot of hate for the LGBTQ plus community. So obviously that's why it's so important to stay safe. I cannot stress that. But also if your parents you are coming out, because you know what, you just need to get this lifted off your shoulder, and you don't want to hide, or you just want to tell them. and they don't take it the way that you want them to take it, then if it does get violent, for example, leave.
Do not even add
justify.
You do not have to justify anything, and you do not have to try and win the argument, because at the end of the day, like, it's a big shock for them sometimes, and emotions run high in that situation. It's best just to take yourself out of the situation, like, breathe, think about things, think of how, because you can hopefully repair this with them, and what you want to expect from them, because that's really important. So if things do blow up and then you get together,
why timing and support,
you have to be
it
really,
should always be your time, support, and then coming out.
Sometimes it's really important as well to maybe think about how they can support you. So if things didn't go to plan and everyone's in like a bit of shock and things aren't the perfect coming out story for you, you know, maybe say to them what you want from them in terms of the support that you feel like they should give you. Let them know how you feel. It's hard, or even if it makes you feel cringe, that you don't want to open up or anything like that to them because you just don't feel comfortable. Sometimes it's really important just to tell them what you need from them. So if it's just support, or just to ask how you are, or to maybe come to talk to someone more professionally about it, anything like that, it's so important. Yeah, or just to leave you alone, but you just wanted them to know, so you just have this freedom to get it off your chest if you're feeling like that, because not everyone does. Then it's really important that you just tell and be honest and tell them with that.
However, again, to the dark side, this is why I'm just going to stress it's so important to make sure the timing's right for yourself, to make sure that you've got support and you're safe if something bad is going to happen. Let's say your parents disown you completely, because fair enough that there might be support, maybe they don't understand and they might be shock. They might be really in shock, and they maybe just need time just to get their thoughts around that. Like Matthew said, there's love for their kids, and that's how parents should always be. Your parents should always love you. If they do, there's nothing wrong with you. That's their issue.
Their issue.
You can do better, and you do not need them. So if you do happen to get in a situation where they're done, they disown you, and that's awful, and it's so brutal, but it does happen. If they disown you, remember that they're a waste of space, and you do not need that in your life right now. And you know what, later in life, time might bring you back together. However, it's really, really important that that it can happen. You can get disowned in the worst possible situation, and that's where you've got to make sure that you've got friends to go to, some other family. There's so much support out there, so it's just knowing that if you feel like your parents are on that level where they cannot stand gay people, there's a difference between being a little bit homophobic parents, because maybe they don't know, and they might be a little bit shocked, so they might call you a name because they're shocked. But over maybe like a night they can sleep on it and they realise that you're their child, they still love you unconditionally. However, sometimes unfortunately that doesn't happen. Then you have to leave that situation, but there will be support and love for you.
And I know it's easier said than done, but I think that when you are in that kind of situation and you feel like everything is against you, you feel like you've got absolutely no one, like, just remember there's such a massive world out there, like the world is your oyster. Even if you feel like you have to maybe uproot yourself when you're old enough, or just uproot yourself and go somewhere else, like the world, there's so many people out there that will show you so much love. The LGBTQ plus community is huge. There's so many people online you can talk to, and if you feel like you've got absolutely no one, maybe just reach out to different people. There's so many people online that you could reach out to, because the community is so welcoming and so huge, and so many people have had struggles with coming out to parents as well, like millions of people. So just remember, if you feel like you're really stuck in the situation, you feel like there's no way out, like there is a way out. So guys, that is the end of this video of helping, or some advice of coming out to parents. We really, really hope it was useful, and just remember, their approval isn't required, and it's your life and you're beautiful regardless. There's nothing wrong with you.
And never be ashamed of your sexuality or how you want to identify or live your life. So we are going to be doing our part 2
on advice of coming out to friends. We hope you find that useful. That will be coming in a couple of days. So hit subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment down below if we've missed any other advice that you think you should share with our community on here. And we absolutely love you guys so much.
And also we will be doing a coming out story of our journeys, because we've both had to come out. Shock! And we've both had very, very different experiences. So we'll be sharing that very, very soon. So make sure you do subscribe. subscribe, and make sure you just share this to a friend that you feel like they need to hear this message right now. And yes, love you guys.
And we'll see you soon. Mwah.